Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I am Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Videos of high-powered rifles make the rounds and have the community on edge as DPS continues to look for a suspected ICE dealer. Also tonight, Governor-elect Arnold Palacios makes a transition plan. And we report from Qatar on one of the most intense games and controversial calls in the World Cup play. In sports, a local cyclist makes a strong finish in the Pacific Cup held on GUAHAN. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
What's the move?
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
There were 69 alcohol-related car crashes last year in the CNMI, all of which could have been prevented. We know that the holidays are a time for gathering with friends and loved ones, and that alcohol is normally involved. This year, we hope to decrease those numbers and that you will stay safe and vigilant while driving. When gathering, be responsible. If you will be drinking, plan ahead. Designate a sober driver and always wear your seatbelt. Don't let one poor choice ruin your holiday.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety.
Drive sober this holiday season.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, December 12, 2022. Terror struck the Saipan and law enforcement community over the weekend as social media posts spread the possibility of gun threats from a man wanted for dealing drugs. As of this hour, DPS says they are still looking for a suspected ICE dealer, but they say the videos of the high-powered rifles are from the past. These videos went viral within the Saipan community over the weekend, spreading fear and concern of a possible violence and shooting from Yi Fang, also known as Batu, a wanted fugitive who remains at large today. The videos were forwarded in social media accounts along with screenshots of text messages revealing the alleged intent behind the videos. This afternoon, DPS spokesperson Adrian Pegalinan confirmed the status of a possible threat within the community.
The female individual took that video 2 years ago. That video was not directed for a public threat, nor was that directed at any law enforcement. That video was showcasing the the weapons that she was able to use to protect her and her husband, because they have received a threat from Batu. All right, we just wanted to clear that out.
According to Pangilinan, these videos have resurfaced since the search for Batu began. But since the circulation of the videos over the weekend, officers conducted their investigation into the videos with the help of concerned community members.
Last night we weren't sure. When it was sent to us, we had to figure out when was its origin, where was it located, and what was the threat. And I think we've managed to do that successfully. Thank you very much for all our officers and everybody and all the tipsters as well. A lot of times we don't mention the tipsters because one thing, they're shy, and another thing too, they don't want to be publicized that they called in a tip or whatnot. But we do want to say thank you very much to all of them who took their time out of their day to kind of lead us into the direction that we needed. Especially within the public,
Batu remains at large today. He is wanted for theft, trafficking, and possession of an illegal substance. DPS is asking the public to reach out to them if any more information on Batu is known.
We would like to ask the community that they remain vigilant if they hear, say, or notice anything suspicious. Anything regarding Yi Fang, also known as Batu, we strongly recommend that they call 911. They can call 664-9042 as well to report any information, or they can call the CNMI Crime Stoppers hotline. And we also want to emphasize that the Crime Stoppers does pay up to $1,000 for any information leading to an arrest. And I also want to say thank you very much to all the tipsters that have called and have been calling Crime Stoppers over this past months, years, and days, and through all these cases. Even though that we're not able to share or show them, to showcase them, we just want to say thank you.
The Commonwealth Election Commission closes out the 2022 election with the last tabulation of ballots on Friday, with Palacios for the win. The final batch of absentee ballots arrived in the NMI on Friday, 859 in total. 258 votes went to Independents Palacios, while 200 went to Republicans Torres Sablan. This serves as the unofficial results of the 2022 gubernatorial election. The Commonwealth Election Commission Board will still need to review 78 provisional ballots that are being challenged before they can officially certify the results. Executive Director Kayla Igito speaks with media partners after the tabulation on Friday night.
Well, we're closing out now this election, The board will need to certify the results, but they won't be certified tonight, probably by next week. We're going to have to give, we have those provisional ballots that weren't processed because those are challenge ballots. So until a decision is made, then the board will be able to count those ballots.
According to Igito, out of the 859 ballots received, only 458 were counted.
I think there was, if I'm not mistaken, 115 that didn't have postmarks and 190 that were postmarked after the due date.
So those weren't included in the...
No, they weren't. They weren't processed.
The CEC board is expected to certify the result sometime this week. Based on the final tabulation, Arnold Palacios and David Apatang garnered a total of 7,335 votes, while Ralph Torres and Vinny Sablan took 6,217 votes. When asked about her thoughts on the overall election, Igito says it went smooth despite the many challenges.
It went smooth, but there was a lot of challenges that we faced. But other than that, I think everything went pretty much the way it was supposed to go.
The election results are still unofficial, but the numbers are clear. The Palacios Apatang transition team is all set, selecting their members and waiting for the go signal. An official list naming leaders and members of the Palacios Apatang transition team marks the shift into a new administration in the CNMI. The transition team has until December 20th to submit their reports of each government agency to Governor-elect Arnold Palacios and Lieutenant Governor-elect David Apatang. Chairman John Regis says non-certification of election results is causing a delay in their transition phase.
That's kind of hampering our movement. We cannot move because of the legal aspect of the transition. So anyways, we've been doing all the legworks required to move as soon as the certification is completed.
According to Vice Chairman of the transition team, Clyde Narita, the teams are ready, briefed, and waiting for the go signal.
In our initiative to ensure that our people, both the transition and operation team, are hitting the ground running on this. We've already met with all the transition team chairs. We've passed out all the regulations, the laws, the templates for the reporting requirement. We've sat down with them and talked about it, answered their question, whatever curiosity they got about how to do a report. So we've done all of that, all the background check, and we've issued ID cards already for them. So somehow, somewhere, if the certification is done by 3:30 today, and then we're going to start working at 3:31. That's what it is.
The leaders for each agency in the transition team were selected from their experience and knowledge in each agency.
Most of the individuals either have worked or led that agency or part of the commission of that agency, autonomous agency. And we then give them a lot of discretion in going out there and recruiting people for their team to help them facilitate and accelerate the transition because of what's happening now. So the biggest question since yesterday before the team members, the team leaders, is it looks like our timeline is going to be affected. Yes, and we are aware of that, and hopefully we can stay within the timeline. But hopefully after this meeting we will adjust that timeline.
The transition team will be giving a snapshot of each department's condition prior to the inauguration.
Our team comes into a department. They want to make sure that they go over the department's goals and objectives and what's been accomplished and what are the challenges facing the department and what are the goals, recommendation that the transition will give to governor. And hopefully, those recommendations will be based on the platform too of, the AD, Arnold and Dave.
In past transition phases, those named as leaders eventually become the department's secretary or director. But Narita says this time is different.
One of the things that we make sure is that, and the question we ask of the team leaders is that we want to make sure that you have no interest in that department, and that's the critical part. Because if you have an interest in that department, then you shouldn't be leading that transition team. We don't want it to be looked at, observed as a self-serving in your report. Right. And again, we integrated our transition team with recommendations from Tina and Leila and their members to be part of the transition team. So when you see the list, you're going to see that some of the major departments are led by recommendations from Tina and Leila.
The CEC board is expected to certify the results this coming Thursday. All right, coming up, we bring you a little of the UAE and one of the best sports action. Stay tuned.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
This holiday season, get your goods here with care and attention using Micronesian Air Cargo Services. MAX is all about connections. Daily flights to and from Guam, 4 times a week to Rota, bi-weekly flights to Tinian. We are connecting the Marianas. So you do the shopping and we'll do the shipping. Perishable goods, Home Depot furniture and appliances, even live animals quickly and cost effectively. Operating since 2013, check out our Thursday special to Rota from Guam and Saipan. Call Max at 670-288-6227. If it fits, we'll take it.
Subway just dropped an all-new menu of 12 sandwiches. They call it the Subway Series.
The Subway Series has 4 new categories of subs: cheesesteaks, Italianos, chicken, and clubs.
With a sandwich series like that, I'll be a happy Subway cereal eater. Subway Series. What's your pick?
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. 32 teams from around the globe are battling for the title of Best Soccer Team in the World. Our Chris Nelson kicks it tonight from the Middle East, and he breaks down a game that featured one of the most spectacular and controversial goals of the tournament.
This is the only way to the festival, Muduri. This is the correct way to the festival.
The World Cup underway in Qatar. The small nation built stadiums and infrastructure to host the most widely viewed sporting event in the world. About 1/9 of the world's population is expected to watch the final match. Over 2 million spectators have watched in person already at the tournament that was first held in 1930 and happens every 4 years. We are staying in Dubai. It's a nearby neighbor and is helping with the overflow of spectators who are in the region to watch the matches. Dubai's home to the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. Go up to Mount Tapachau and then add another 1,000 feet. That's the top of the Burj. And from up there, you can see the Dubai skyline below. The flight from Dubai to Qatar is just about an hour or so. Many soccer fans have the same idea as us, and the flight is full of expectations. A quick bus ride takes us from plane to terminal, and here we are welcomed with traditional Qatari tea. Khalifa Stadium has a rich sporting history. It has a striking design featuring dual arches and a wide canopy stretching below the arches. Cheeks are rosy for this nighttime match. Spain and Japan mix it up. Japanese press doing their pregame interviews. Free flags for everybody. Vomitory access. We never did figure out what was behind this door. Inside Khalifa, we see Team Japan arrive on the team bus, and then Spain. Sprinklers give the grass field a little pregame splash. Goalkeepers warm up, and a little dynamic stretching. Japanese have brought some sun with them. Opening lineups are announced as fans drum up support. Spain has a number of fans here too. The Japanese are armed with blue trash bags to use in the cheering section. These will be recycled later. The match gets going with a FIFA flag stretched across midfield and the cup on top. Fire heads into the sky. And then it's time for the players to come onto the field. These sky cams will look for all the best angles, and it is game time. Time for the countdown. We are underway. It's a do-or-die game for Japan and possibly for Spain too. That depends on what Germany does in their game, held at the same time against Costa Rica. The Spanish dominate the first half as Japan appears content to pack it in and play defense. Corner kick here. Great save by the Japanese keeper. Spain with possession, 0-0. The pass outside the 18, a right foot connects to the far post, and a crisp header puts the Spanish up 1-0. Second half, Japanese fans with their arms pumping. And Japan is going to get on the scoreboard here with a nice lefty from Doan to make it 1-1. We now have a ball game. Japan with some momentum. The fans can feel it. Japanese bring the ball up the field, and the magic is about to happen. Unbelievable. Was he in? Was he out? Refs say no, he's out, but not so fast. They want to take a second look at this play. The call in the field is that it's out. It's very close, though. They're going to look at the replay, and this is going to come down to millimeters. Remember, a tie sends Japan home. Replay officials look and look. The fans in the stands wondering what is going to be the outcome. If the ball has crossed the end line, it is no goal for Japan. However, if any edge of that ball is in play, then the goal is going to count. The fans wait. Finally, the refs say, ball is in, and Japan goes up 2-1. Unbelievable. Now the pressure's on Spain, and they start playing at a frenetic pace. Japan now content to play defense again and try and work the clock. Free kick here for Japan. The Spanish run out of time. Japan takes this match 2-1. Ao Tanaka is the player of the match. Japan's team makes a joyous circle around the stadium. If you've ever wondered why they call it the Japanese press, this should give you a visual. Those blue trash bags, well, they had multiple use. This is the Japanese section. After the game, the fans used the bags to clean up. Win or lose, Team Japan, famous for leaving the stands and the locker rooms in better condition than they found them at each World Cup. Outside, the flag gets put away. Thankfully, it will be used again. And fans celebrate the historic victory with some post-game music. It is a happy walk home for the fans from Japan, and a vocal train ride as well. From Qatar, Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News.
Wow, what a game. Thank you, Chris, for that story. All right, folks, don't go anywhere because we have more sports up next.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
It's okay to take a friend or parent's medication. It came from a doctor, right?
Using someone's prescription is really risky. Taking any drugs for which you have not been medically screened is not only dangerous, but taking an opioid that was not prescribed for you is also illegal. Never borrow and never share prescribed medication. Your life and your loved one's life could depend on it. Talk to your doctor about prescribed opioids. Never mix with alcohol, and remember, never borrow, never share. It only takes a little to lose a lot.
This project was supported by a grant from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. Contents are solely the responsibility of CHCC and do not necessarily represent the official views of the CDC or the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
CNMI cyclist Robin Spaeth won back-to-back during the Pacific Cup in Guam. Let's roll this next story. After 2 years of postponement due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the inaugural Oceania Cycling Confederation Pacific Cup finally happened on Friday in Guam. This inaugural occasion road cycling is consisted of 2 events: the Pacific Cup Time Trial, which was held on Friday, December 9th, and the Pacific Cup Road Race on Sunday, December 11th. Guam was the first nation to host this first ever Pacific Cup, in which 7 Pacific nations, Fiji, Samoa, Tahiti, New Caledonia, Vanuatu, Guam, and the Northern Mariana Islands competed. During the time trial event on Friday, NMI Triathlon National Team member Robin Spaeth finished 3rd in the women's division. Second place is Sandrine Frozier of New Caledonia. And the women's Pacific Cup Time Trial champion is Celine Herzel, who is also from New Caledonia.
Yay! The first ever Pacific Cup female champions at time trial.
Meanwhile, CNMI's Kathy Rosella finished 4th. In the men's time trial, Jake Jones of Guam took the top spot and was crowned champion. Second place is Kahiri Endeller of Tahiti and Ed Ongarang from Guam for the 3rd place.
In first place, with a time of 46:14 from Guam, Jake Jones.
In the 105-kilometer road race, which was held concurrently with the Tour of Guam on Saipan, it was a back-to-back win for these 3 ladies. Celine Herzel of New Caledonia was crowned champion, Sandrine Frozier, also from New Caledonia, 2nd place, and our very own Robin Spaeth for the 3rd place.
It was really hard. Kind of how I expected, because 100K is never easy, so I'm glad it's done. And I'm looking forward to when Saipan starts to do the HOM again. So.
Is this your first race in Guam?
Yes, this is my first race in Guam, and it did not disappoint.
Spaeth had a great experience and was very proud to represent the CNMI in this event.
I was very surprised when we did the time trials. I wasn't really sure how it worked out. So even after the end of the event, I wasn't really sure how I had done. So I was really excited to learn that I had placed, and kind of the same with this event too. So it's just been very rewarding, and I'm just really thankful for the opportunity to come out here, for all the support we get back in the CNMI from the Federation and everything. So this has been a really great experience.
In the men's division, Kahiri Endeller of Tahiti was crowned champion, followed by Blade Bloss of Guam for the 2nd place, and Bastien Guengo of Tahiti for the 3rd place. The Pacific Cup is the first step in the OCC's ambitious athlete pathway strategy for Pacific cyclists, with the goal to creative competitiveness of Pacific riders at the Oceania Championships and the return of cycling to Pacific minigames.
The Tan Su Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
And for your KSPN weather report, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east-southeast wind, 7 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers. East wind 7 to 9 miles per hour, high 86, low 76, the humidity 75%. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east-northeast wind 9 to 14 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 22 miles per hour, high 86, low 76. The high risk of rip currents in effect until 6 p.m. Tuesday along east-facing reefs, dangerous swimming and surfing conditions, and localized beach erosion. The marine forecast general moderate trade winds will persist through Tuesday. By Wednesday, winds will increase, becoming moderate to fresh, and these winds will persist through late this week. Combined seas of 7 to 9 feet will continue today. Seas will fall a foot tonight before building another foot by midweek. East wind 10 knots, wind waves 2 feet or less, east swell 5 to 7 feet. Sunrise will be at 6:33 a.m., high tide 8:56 p.m., low tide 5 p.m., and the sunset 5:47 p.m. And that does it for your Monday edition of the news, sports, and weather here in the Marianas. Thank you so much for watching the Channel 2 News. We hope you have a good night, and we'll see you back on Wednesday.